So hello everyone. So in this video we will be learning about machine learning. Okay, so this is a beginner friendly course on machine learning only for beginners, and we will know all the topics from scratch. Okay, so and we will be using a library called scikit-learn. Okay, so which is a very popular library. We'll know how to set up the environment, and also what are the topics that needs to be learned. Okay, just to get started with machine learning. So let's jump right into it. So first of all, for environment, you need to download and install Anaconda. Okay, so Anaconda is a very popular library for data science and machine learning, so you can go ahead and download it. So you go for the individual edition. Let me show that my screen is being recorded. Okay, great. So you go to products, you go to individual edition, and you will have a download button over here. Click on it and you will get to install. It's a very easy way to install, and you can just click on next and it will install it inside your machine. So once you have Anaconda installed, it will install Jupyter Notebook along with it. So you can go and type Anaconda in your search in the start menu, and you will get Anaconda prompt. So you open that and you navigate to your folder using CD, and once you are inside your folder, you type Jupyter Notebook and click enter, and this should open up a Jupyter Notebook terminal like this, like something like this. It will open up, and then you click on new and you click on Python 3, and it should open up a new terminal like this. Okay, so you can rename it over here. You can rename something like this, or you can give your name or whatever. Once you are here, you can type any Python and it will work. Okay, you can type anything in Python language and it should work. Okay, so this was the environment setup, which is very easy, I believe. So once you are done with this, let's go and look into the topics. What is machine learning? What is machine learning? You give some data. Okay, you give some data, and then you have a program which is or a algorithm which is a machine learning algorithm or a model, and you provide some data and you train that model. And now when the model is being after training, whenever you bring some new data which is not in the data set, your machine is intelligent enough to predict. That's what is machine learning. Okay, so there are two kinds of machine learning. One is supervised learning and another one is unsupervised learning. Now what is supervised learning? Let's say let's say there is a child and you show him this is an apple and this is a mango. Okay, and now you have shown the child. Okay, so you have shown the child that this is an apple. You show a picture of an apple. Similarly, in supervised learning, you are showing the output. And teaching the machine that this is this. Okay, you are creating a map, and then when you are giving some new data, it will predict. Okay, but in unsupervised learning, you do not give labels. You do not give everything to the child and ask to learn by itself, if something like that. Okay, so in unsupervised learning, there is something called clustering, where the data is being clustered or grouped into several sections, and then the machine learns by itself. So we won't be covering unsupervised learning over here. We'll look into supervised learning. So in supervised learning, there are two kinds of supervised learning. One is classification and another one is regression. Okay, so classification is good for let's say there is a email spam where you have a data set where you have if these are the conditions, this is a email, this email is a spam, okay, or if these are the conditions, this email is not spam. So if there is a decision like yes, this is a male, this is a female, or this is a spam email, this is not a spam email, in such a scenario you have this regression, you have this classification. While in regression you can forecast, okay, let's say you have some 5 years data of sales of previous 5 years data, you can predict the next year's sales forecast using regression. Same is with weather forecast. If you have earlier data of let's say 5 years of weather, so you can predict, okay. So there are several kinds of algorithms both for classification and regression, but in this video we will look into linear regression for regression, and for classification we will look into decision tree classifier, okay. So what are the steps in machine learning which are involved? So first of all, you get the data set. So how you get the data set? So there is a site called Kaggle. So you go over here in kaggle.com and you search whatever you want to search for data set. Let's say we are searching advertising data set. You search this and you will get advertising data set, okay. You will get many kinds of advertising data sets over here. Whatever, I will just open randomly one, okay, just to show you. So here is the data set. You can download by clicking over here. You can see what are the columns involved, what are the things you can check over here. You can use the data set by downloading over here. So this is a place where you can also compete and all for data science, okay. Now let's look into our, let's get back into our presentation. So steps for machine learning. First of all, you will get a data set and then you will import the data. You will clean the data. All the columns might not be necessary, or there might be some null values. You need to clean the data, and then you will split the data into train sets and test sets, okay. So let's say you have a data sheet. You will keep around let's say 70% for training and the rest 30% for testing, that your model is working perfectly or not. Then you create a model, you train the model, and then you make predictions, and then you evaluate the accuracy of your model, and then retrain the model, and you sort of move it in a loop, okay. You again go retrain your model, and then you evaluate your model again, okay. So now let's go over here and let's look into linear regression. So first of all, we'll have import pandas as PD, okay. So we have so what pandas will help you do is, it will help you like let's say you want to read a CSV file. How are you going to do that? So pandas will help you read, take the CSV file, convert it into a data frame, so all these things. So df equals pd dot read underscore CSV, and you have advertising dot CSV. So I have advertising CSV file over here, so I am bringing that over here. So df dot head, if you do and you run this, what you will see is the table, that is our CSV file, okay. You will see it over here. So now what we will be doing is, we have this df. So what we'll do, we will have x, okay. So x will be df, we'll have tv values dot reshape. So it will reshape the column, it will reshape this line. What it will do, it will reshape the column into an array, okay. So now we'll do for the y as well similarly. So just know this, that this line reshapes our column, which is the TV column, and this will reshape our Y column, okay, our Y value. So this is sales reshape minus 1 comma 1. And now we have the data. So what we will do, first of all, we will also have matplotlib. So what this line does is it will help you plot graphs, okay. So you will see just now that plt dot scatter, we will have a scatter plot, and we'll have in the x-axis, in the y-axis we will have TV, or in the x-axis we have TV, and in the y-axis we have sales, and just run this and see, you will have a scatter plot over here, okay. So this is a scatter plot. Now what we will do is we will have a linear model. How we will do that? Import sklearn dot linear model, sorry, from sklearn dot linear model import linear regression, okay. So from sklearn dot linear model import linear regression, and then you create model, you create your model equals, you have linear, so you are using the linear regression model, okay. Now model dot fit, you are giving your x and y values, so you are basically model dot fit, you are training your model, okay, and then you are having, you are storing the prediction in a pred value, okay. And what you are putting is, you are having model dot predict, you provide the x value, okay. For now we are providing the x value only because we just want to show how the linear regression looks, okay, for that. So here we will have plt dot plot, we will have a linear line, so df will have TV and pred, and we'll have a color of, let's say, red, okay. So if you run this, if you see, this is a linear regression graph, okay. So based on the scatter plot you get this line. So this line has a slope and an intercept, and if you let's say you have this scatter till here, you can extend this and you can also predict the future, okay. So this is linear regression. So now let's move into, so this is a very short way just to show you what is a linear regression and how you use it through scikit-learn, okay. So first of all, you create the model, you train the model with your x and y values, and then what you do is you predict, okay, and then you plot it, okay. So this is what we did. Now we move to our decision tree classifier, okay. So this was regression. Now we move to classification, okay. So for classification we will have import pandas as pd, and we will have import from sklearn dot tree import decision tree classifier, okay. Now what you will do is, first of all, you will have your data. So just like previous one, we'll have our data from a CSV file. So in this case I got the data set from programming with Mosh data set which he used, and his video was really great, so I learned a lot of things from there. So now, so df is pd dot read CSV music.csv. Okay, so we are getting, and for now we will just display our data set over here. Let's see how that looks. So this is our data set. I believe if we remove this, this will give the entire one. So this is the entire data set. Okay, so this is the entire data set, and we will so you have age, you have gender, and you have gender. Okay, so now what we'll do is so now what we'll do is we'll have the x value. So what is the x value is we will drop we will split the table into two one is the input and the one is the trends and the other one is the test. Okay, so you have df dot drop, and what are you going to drop is columns, and which column you want to drop, because that's the output column. Okay, so we don't want it in x, we want that in y. Because df dot, and you have df gener. So if you print x, let's see what it shows. You get only this. Okay, and if you print y, what it shows is only this. Okay, so we have this x and y. Now what we do is we'll create our model, which is our decision tree classifier, and we'll have model dot fit x comma y, and we have created the model, we have trained the model, and now we will predict. So predict equals model dot predict, and here you will put, okay, I am just putting the input. Okay, so I am just putting the age, let's say 21, and I am putting, let's say it's female, and let's see what's the output. So a 21-year-old female likes to dance. Okay, so this is so we have the model, we trained the model, and we predicted this. Okay, now what we can do is this was done. Okay, now what more we can do is rather than providing it over here, we can split our data set itself into train and test. Okay, let's see how we will do that. So from sklearn dot model selection import, and what we will be importing, we will be importing train test split. What this will help is, it will help us see, we have a table, we want to keep some data for training and the some rest of the data, let's say 20% for testing. So it will help us do that. Okay, so what we'll do is we will x train x test y train y test equals train test split. Okay, so we give our x column and our y column which we had over here. Okay, and what we give is test size equals 0.2. Okay, so or we can give 0.3, whatever. So we are giving 0.2. So let's run this, hope we don't get an error. Okay, so we have our now we have our data table splitted into train data set and test data set. Okay, we are keeping 80% for training and 20% for testing. So rather than using our entire x and y value, what we'll do is we will have x train and y train we will have. So we have the train data set which we splitted over here. Okay, so we are using that to train our model. Once we have that, now we want to predict. So how we do that is X test. So we have the X test over here. So now once you have the X test over here, it will predict, and what will be the output? The output will be Y test. Okay, so output should match the Y test, correct? So the test should match this. So our prediction is working correct. How we will know if this prediction is matching our Y test? So how do we do that? So here we will be having another library called from sklearn.metrics import accuracy score. So this is the library we are using. So we will have accuracy score, we will have our Y test and prediction. So if this two matches, it will give a accuracy score, and it will compare these two and give us accuracy score based on it. So let's run this. You see, our accuracy score is 1%. That means our model is 1% efficient. Let's run this a couple of times. You will see it's 0 to 0.75. Again you run, it will give something. Every time you run, it will give a new value. So you can take a note, and then you can check if your accuracy score of the model is good enough. If it's from 70% to, let's say, 100%, you can be sure that your model is good and it's predicting correctly. Okay, so this is it for decision tree classifier. So hope you like this video. So what are the topics covered so far is, we have covered regression and classification, what is supervised learning, what is unsupervised learning, what is machine learning, what is machine learning models, what are the steps involved. You have to import data, clean data. So how do you clean data? In a way, we have dropped a table, right? So if you see here, we have dropped the genre. So in that drop, let's say you don't need any column, you can remove that column using drop. So that was one part of cleaning. So split the data into train and test sets. So we have done that. Then we have created a model, we have trained the model using fit function, then make predictions using the predict function, and we evaluated the model using accuracy score, and this is what is machine learning. So hope you enjoyed this video, and I would like to thank Programming with Mosh channel, because even I am new to machine learning, and I have learned a lot from his videos. So hope you enjoyed this tutorial. So thanks for watching.